Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to show off a project that I just finished off. It was a repaint commission for a friend of mine, Rob Williams from Generation X-Wing podcast. He got this Nien Nunb costume last year, back in 2020, and he'd recently been doing some upgrades to it, changing a bunch of the costume parts, and he wasn't super confident with painting, sort of creature type stuff, and so he asked me to paint this for him, so I did. And so he prepared it by just sanding it all down and trying to smooth it out as best as he could, and then I did a little bit of work. I went in and dremeled out the eyes to kind of make the eyelids a bit thinner, because they were quite thick, and then just added a couple little grooves for some crow's feet here, and just carved in some lines for some, like an upper eyelid, just a detail that I thought would bring a little bit more attention to the eyes. And then one thing that I did was I actually sculpted these sort of like chin lobes. The print itself didn't really have these. There were some soft bumps here that were sort of skin colored, and in actuality when I was looking at the reference, it sort of like is part of the lip, these kind of two bumps here. So I basically sculpted those out of marine putty, added a little bit of detail, blended it in, and then I painted it. And so this is just painted with many different layers. There's probably, I want to say there's about probably like 12 to 15 different paint applications on this. So you can see some of the detail here. I'll try to get in, but there's like pores just done with brush work, sponging, airbrush spatter, and I just kind of built this up in layers. So there was sort of like a darker base color, and then for these kinds of characters I like to do it with a darker color and then build up lighter, varying different shades. So pink washes, or oversprays, and then yellow washes, and just kind of keep building it up, and then that's kind of what gives it the nice texture that you see here. So I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, but there's some nice, sponge work and whatnot that kind of adds to the texture. And then this area here was painted, obviously a totally separate color, but there's probably like four to five different sort of reddish pinks in there going on to just give it that sort of fleshy lip alien quality. And then one thing that I like to do with these sort of creatures, there wasn't really much sculptural detail in the print. It was fairly smooth, so there wasn't a lot of skin texture, but I like to do kind of like a matte finish on the skin, and then just sort of highlight certain areas in a satin. So that's kind of a little bit of the sheen that you see being picked up here. This area is obviously like super high gloss in the mouth, because he's kind of all sort of sparkly and sort of sweaty and stuff most of the time down there. And then a good trick is to paint obviously the inside of the eyelids the pink color, because that's how your eyelids look, and then adding sort of like a little bit of like an eyeliner type color. But then the key part is to paint this gloss, because that's what your eye is. The inside of your eye is going to be damp, right? It's going to have moisture in it to keep your eyes lubricated. So that just catches the light really nicely. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and it's got just a lot of detail now, and it's I wasn't really trying to go 100% for the Return of the Jedi look. I was sort of trying to meld or combine the Return of the Jedi look with sort of the Force Awakens type, more texture, more realism. The Return of the Jedi version was very kind of like almost one color, and I just wanted to make it a little bit more realistic and kind of bring it up to like a modern standard. So I'm very happy with it, and I think Rob will be happy with it too. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you like it.